All right, guys, got an hour to kill on my lunchtime. I'm gonna try this streaming thing, but today we're gonna look at the Odyssey, which is, as you might have guessed, a crazy, insane cultural dynamite of a work, and it hasn't come out yet. I I really just I don't you know, you call me prejudiced or whatever, bro, but we're gonna go through some of the videos and we're gonna have a look at what some people are saying. Again, this is gonna be an hour of just this stuff. We'll see how long we make it. But we're gonna go over some of those interviews, those we'll take a look at the trailer again, and then I also pulled up someone who he mentioned apparently in one interview, Emily Wilson, and her translation of the Odyssey, which is, I mean, to put it nicely, interesting. I'd rather not hold back anymore. This is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna check on some parts here, just to make sure that the stream is good. And let's go ahead. Let's just keep going. Do not disturb. Can't believe I forgot that. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what this guy. Let's look at the trailer again from the top. Let me do a little bit of a breakdown.
Odysseus. Don't you remember? Thunder. Fire. Death.
I remember. A wife. A son. Home. Ithaca's a kingdom waiting for a king.
So just from looking at the beginning of it, everything seems fine. Honestly, if you want to talk about they're killing, I mean they're just destroying this thing in the media, mainly the subculture, right? Just us guys, YouTubers, and those people on X and everyone else. They're just killing them. But when you just look at this, you get past the everything up until the daddy part. That was just, yeah. I mean, that one definitely gets you. That one definitely is like, it's like a knife in the gut, bro. Just it's supposed to be a giant epic. This is supposed to be for the times when we're talking about daddy. I don't know. Let's see.
Like some sniveling bastard.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
Bringing vengeance.
Okay, I'm not gonna front, bro, that he just put this helmet on, and man, it looks like plastic. It literally looked like he put on plastic.
Bringing it all. I could take the throne.
They're not giving up power to you or Odysseus. Do you think life goes back to the way it was?
So everything is as you would expect. I feel like it's normal.
World is gone. If he returned, he'd have to kill him. Like you will.
You gods don't speak in ways we understand.
Who doesn't understand pain? Or blood? The gods told you.
Then I defy the gods.
Fascinating. Defy the gods. So from the trailer alone, I gotta admit you would not suspect much from the trailer alone. But unfortunately, we're not just working with the trailer alone anymore. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's check out some other stuff here. Yeah, they did not hold back. So we have a out of theater reaction. This is by Chris Stanley.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Just a very cheeky, quick little out of the theatre reaction for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. The embargo lifts in 2 days' time, so 13th today here in Sydney, and then yeah, the embargo lifts on the 15th, so I can keep this short, brief. Obviously, there's a lot of hoo-ha going on surrounding this film, the lead up to the film, you know, the casting choices, stuff like that. It's one of those things for me, like, it is what it is. Just try to immerse yourself, because it is Nolan. It is the man that is known for immersing you in cinema. Has he? Yeah, this is like one of the best fucking movies I've ever seen, and one of the best movies I've ever seen from Nolan. Like, to have the balls to...
He corrected it at the bottom saying best looking. I have no doubt that it's gonna look good. I have no doubt. I've heard so much criticism about the armor and the aesthetics. It's not as colorful either. I heard a lot about that, but I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan. This guy's really good with cinematography. I really do think it's gonna be a good movie. I like, if you take all the bullshit around it away, I really do think it's gonna be a good movie. Will it be great? We'll we'll have to see that. We'll have to see if it's gonna be great. I highly doubt it. But again, he hasn't even gone into it. But he's saying it's already, he's glazing the shit out of it. And then he corrects himself saying it looks good. He put that on the screen instead of saying it.
Shoot this entirely in IMAX with the brand new state-of-the-art IMAX cameras, which requires a lot of ADR, stuff like that. In terms of my knowledge of The Odyssey by Homer, it's very surface level. Like, my introduction to The Odyssey was actually O Brother, Art Thou, the Coen Brothers movie, which I absolutely adore. Again, this is a stunning looking film. I think one of the biggest things that was quite an adjustment was the fact that, you know, there's a lot of American accents, and it was kind of like Tom Hardy's Bane voice at the beginning of The Dark Knight Rises. There is that a little adjustment. You're like, all right, okay, this is how we're going, fine, let's go. And there is some damn good storytelling. So that kind of, not cancels it out, but I just lent into it. I'm like, all right, I think the performances as a whole are fantastic. I think...
How funny is that it's always Nolan's movies where you have this sort of like disorienting easing into the movie. Like, yeah, there's always a little bit of something feels really off before you can buy into it or sit into it. You know what I mean? It's a little strange that Nolan always does that. I mean, I guess it comes with the job of being novel. But it is funny that he does that always. Like Tenet, man, I couldn't, like, I felt like I was estranged from the movie for like the first half to an hour before I like was like, all right, I think I'm caught up now.
As well, like the score, like I said, the cinematography. This is all shot on IMAX. This is using, for the most part, natural light. The film has a soul. It feels lived in. There are things where I like that it's told from a certain point of view of other people in terms of Odysseus's journey back to reign and, you know, take back the power of the throne. Another thing as well, it felt like old Hollywood, like something you'd see from the golden era of Hollywood in, say, the 50s, 60s, or 70s, which is not a bad thing at all. It just gave me that old Hollywood feel. So yeah, obviously I'll have a lot more thoughts on the 15th in a couple of days' time, guys. But yeah, I'm not going to say this is like Nolan's tour de force out of all of his resume. But in terms of
just going off the trailer, of course he could be doing a Nolan thing where he just he's not showing everything, which is honestly, I'm really actually grateful for that. I'm not gonna front. That's something that's for like the past decade has been awful with movies. They just show you the whole fucking thing in the trailer. I'm not gonna front. So that's actually pretty cool. Obviously, we already kind of know what to expect with the Odyssey having a story out for so fucking long, but that is actually cool to know that, to notice that. You know, what more is there? He's leaving. He's maybe some shit goes down in the kingdom while he's gone, and he's got to make his way back, right? But like, it is kind of cool that they don't show the whole movie basically. I could be wrong. Maybe that's all those little scenes could add up to that.
like the look, this is probably the best looking film, the most immersive that I've seen in terms of storytelling and just some of the performances, but also just some dialogue choices. You know, I've got a few things to say, but yeah, I'll get into that in 2 days' time. Love you guts, and I'll catch you next time.
He just squirmed out of the dialogue choice. That's one of the biggest things everyone's taken apart is the dialogue choice. I like how he just puts that in there. That's a big deal to me. The dialogue choice is kind of insane when you think about it. Making it modern, using today's words for what's supposed to be an epic. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna see where this is all going. Why everyone thinks Nolan is out. And honestly, I'm not gonna front from all the hearsay. I think they got him. I think he got the call, bro. I think he got the call. And there's nothing he can do about it. Hey, the world is going one way or another, with or without you. And he was like, all right, better alive than dead, I guess.
After years of war, no one could stand between my men and home. Not even me. 3, 2, 1, action.
For Academy Award-winning director Christopher Nolan, Homer's ancient poem, The Odyssey, is a story he's wanted to tell for 20 years.
So when the call comes from Christopher Nolan, who
I was like, from BB? Who called?
said yes before reading the script?
I think everyone.
Except Rob.
I did. I literally why I said this.
It's nothing to do with Chris. It's like terrifying to go into such a massive scale thing.
It's a massive undertaking, both in scale and scope.
Describe why each of these actors was the right fit to solve Homer's epic puzzle.
Just so you know, we've all been too scared to ask that question.
I don't think about actors when I'm writing the script. You try and discover the character in the writing, and then think, okay, who's going to play Odysseus?
Let's go home.
Academy Award winner Matt Damon stars as the hero Odysseus,
who,
after planning the legendary Trojan horse trap to win the war, embarks on a dangerous 10-year journey home.
I did yelp and shriek when Chris said it was the Odyssey. It was not a very low-key reaction. I was not calm.
Academy Award winner Anne Hathaway plays Odysseus's loyal wife Penelope.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
Who fights off the suitors who have moved into her home.
I thought about the fury that she would feel of basically having a prolonged home invasion, and to not have the ability to say, get out of my house.
You know, that's funny. That's literally like the conservative, tenet right there. That is literally restore Britain's momentum. That is their, do you know what I'm talking about? That very idea of not having your own home, your own place to call yours. and having always, no matter what you do or what you say, there's the whole world is invited. It's kind of funny because, you know, these people they understand the emote. I think that's one way to put it. They know how to emote it, and then they just completely diss you as a normal person when you have that actual opinion.
Promise me you will come back.
What if I can't?
Describe the experience of the Odyssey, Matt.
Oh man, really challenging. On balance, just the best experience of my career, because it was the biggest and the hardest, and what it took to do this and do it all in IMAX.
To bring the epic tale to life, it's the first Hollywood film shot entirely on IMAX 70mm film. The result? The film projects huge images, making you feel like you are inside the action.
Shooting intense dramatic scenes, we're in the middle of it. You're having to say to Tom, okay, everybody freeze.
I know this guy is a movie genius, and I mean, who am I the fuck? Honestly, I know this guy's done incredible work. But that's not to say that before IMAX we couldn't get that feeling of being totally immersed and getting that feeling of scale. It's not like it hasn't been done before.
We're gonna reload the camera.
The camera department are more akin to
It looks
an
like a
F1 pit
cannon.
crew in the way that they were able to reset the camera. It was like watching excellence unfold in front of you.
Oh, really?
My dad is coming home.
Tom Holland plays the son Telemachus, searching for the father he never met.
There's one scene in particular which is super emotional. And it was actually, I found, quite easy because it was all on the page. And we had done the work and we'd been on this adventure already. We'd built a relationship. I felt really proud to be there. You know, we'd hiked up the mountain together as a unit, as a family. So it actually came quite naturally.
In her first Nolan film, Zendaya plays the Greek goddess of wisdom, Athena, who protects Odysseus.
Every day.
Yeah, no, that ain't it. That's just not it, bro. That's not doing it for me. It's just not doing it for me. The Greek goddess Athena. Okay. I mean, I know you're not just, we're supposed to be, you know, in the 21st century and all this shit, but I just don't think that's why I just don't like her. I'm not gonna front. I don't like her.
I was there. I wanted to try my best to compartmentalize my excitement and a little bit of anxiety and fear too, because you want to do a good job.
Zendaya, how did you get tipped off to your role in this film?
I luckily had a little tip off from someone I know quite well.
I was given permission.
I wonder who that might be.
The real-life couple shared the excitement of being in their first Nolan film.
It was funny because when he got the call, I was just over the moon for him. Like my heart was so full. I was just excited about this journey that you were going to go on.
God damn it, Tom Holland, you ruined. You fucked up. You couldn't just give her a different role, bro. You couldn't just be like, hey, maybe Athena's not the one for you. You couldn't just give the audience a nice Aryan, blonde, big-titted, big-bootied, blue-eyed, green-eyed, beautiful bombshell. You just couldn't do that shit. You just couldn't let us have that. No, we have to just accept Zendaya. Do we even get one in this movie? This is a Greek film. Like, it's a fucking fantasy. Is there even one smoking hot bombshell? Like, please tell me there is. They're really relying on Anne Hathaway.
Really didn't kind of put myself into that equation at all. So it was quite a pleasant surprise.
A huge amount of gratitude for letting him allow me to tell Z about this opportunity. It's probably the most special day.
Zendaya, often referred to on set as perfect, to the chagrin of other people on the cast.
Sorry, guys.
Still recovering. Still recovering.
It's touchy subject.
Is it true? Your first take, you got a perfect from Chris Nolan?
I don't know if it was the first. I don't know. I felt incredibly encouraged.
So Matt and Tom, you witnessed this.
Oh yeah.
What was that real-time reaction?
Shock and awe.
No, you got perfect.
I have got perfect, actually.
I did.
Hey.
I wrote about it in my journal that night.
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know.
Robert Pattinson plays Antinous, one of the swarmy suitors trying to force Queen Penelope to marry him so he can be the new king.
He's a good dude. He wants to step up. So he wants to help raise her son.
You're not
He's a really good guy.
Lupita, you've said that
There's always got to be that. I mean, we've always had bad guys, but it seems like that's a much darker role we want to give emphasis to. That they did mention this. I guess we'll get to those interviews in a bit, but they did mention this. But there were the focus on the woman as having a more prominent spectrum of character that's going to be displayed and shared. Oh man, that's not what I want to watch the Odyssey for. Not at fucking all. No, just no. Like,
you had not read the Odyssey before reading this script.
I remember sitting with Chris in his office and him telling me what his next project was, and it's the Odyssey, and I said, note to self, read the Odyssey. I am just so grateful.
Fuck. What happened, bro? Are we just not allowed to have smoking hot chicks anymore? Is just that's just not allowed to have that anymore?
To Chris for having the imagination and the daring to cast me in those roles.
And dare he did. Dare the fuck he did. Probably by gunpoint too, honestly. I'm not in front. Like there's just no way you cast Helen of Troy with her. There's no way you watch Black Panther and you're like, yo, you know what? She looks like Helen of Troy to me. That just never happens.
The Odyssey shot in 6 countries over 91 grueling days, capturing the raw, unfiltered truth of Odysseus's epic journey.
Each location had a different set of challenges. So just when you'd kind of overcome, hiking up a mountain just to start your day and then hiking down at the end, you were on a boat and you were like in the middle of the ocean.
This is one of the great adventure stories of all time. And I just want the audience to have as wild a ride as possible.
I think when people see this movie, they'll be blown away by the scope and scale, but equally by the continued emotion throughout the entire story.
I think when he says emotion, I think he just means the chicks. I really do think that. This is, like I said, it looks incredible. It really does. It's not as colorful as I would have expected. That other guy, the first guy, said it looked a lot like the 50s movies. 50s movies, if I remember, were very like eye-colored popping. Like golden shimmering. Everything was like royal blues. I don't think that's what you're getting here. All right, anyway.
So that rundown of shooting locations included Morocco, Greece, Italy, Iceland, Scotland, and perhaps some easier days on the Universal lot. Guys, I did get Matt to decide which was the toughest of all the locations that they shot on. You have to stick around for the 3rd hour to find out because we've got more of our conversation there.
I'll be there for it.
And the film, of course, from our sister company, Universal, it's out next week.
I want his exercise regimen. I mean, we probably put...
All right, that's enough of that shit. Okay, let's see the next thing. The real Odyssey is darker than the movie. That's an hour long, so we're not gonna watch that. No. Let's look at those interviews. Where's those fucking interviews? This breaks down every format to watch the Odyssey.
The popcorn bucket we were seeing prototypes, months before it actually came out, and I was.
This is the let's just get straight into this one real quick. Let's get this one out the way. You probably already know about it if you have X, if you have Twitter. You probably heard about
Congratulations on this masterpiece. I mean, just
Peter, to be in a Christopher Nolan movie of this scale and scope when you walked onto set the first day?
I was just floored by the size of everything. I mean, my first day on set was, I was playing Helen, and it was a banquet scene, and I walked on, and I could not believe how many extras were in this gigantic room, like this, and beautiful Moroccan architectural room, and then the spread of food that was historically accurate to the time, and oh my goodness, it was
I really
amazing.
fucking doubt she knows that. I really doubt it.
So textured, so layered, and really, you went back in time. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I get to be a part of something this seminal.
Yeah, she shouldn't.
Hamish, I feel like your character along, the scenes on the ship, just what it must have taken from you physically, just so demanding. I know this shoot was demanding for all of you, but those scenes on the ships and just the waves and just what you're taking on, what was that like?
I mean, it was demanding, but it was thrilling as well. There were so many times, especially on the ship, which was this beautiful ship from Norway, an actual ship called the Draken, with a very talented crew, some of whom were on the boat with us. They're very experienced. They've sailed that ship across the Atlantic, so it felt like we were. But it's interesting, you sort of form a relationship with this boat when you spend that long with it. And it was just such a privilege to get to be on that boat and achieve what we were achieving.
This is just what interviews are. It's just, holy shit, bro. Just... like, actors are so fucking retarded. They really are.
For the film.
I love the boat.
As demanding as it was just it was an honor to be doing it, and we all.
He's saying all the right things, though.
Something really special.
He's saying all the right things, though. Appreciative, gratitude, all this other shit. But it's just kind of like, all right. you
And
like
playing these two iconic sisters, and the face that launched 1,000 ships. What?
I would not say that.
Are you excited for people to learn about Helen of Troy and to make her your own?
Well, I think
I'm Latino. I don't care. I don't think she's attractive. She wouldn't. For me, she wouldn't launch one ship. And I know what all the women do. Like they're, well, I wouldn't do shit for you either. So it's just they'd like to throw that shit in your face. But it's just like come on, guys. If we're being objective, if we're looking at the girl, I believe that Helen of Troy, in my perfect vision of her, in like her angelic Jungian form, damn well near transient, timeless version. It's not just some smoking hot chick. It really isn't. It's more like this beautiful, feminine, obviously feminine. I hate to say this shit, but it's like she's sort of skinny. She's more petite and just curvy enough around the breast and like. Don't get me wrong. I love some curves. I love that gorgeous beach bod type of attitude. Give me a nice badonkadonk. But as far as the Helen of Troy, the spirit of Helen Troy and what she's supposed to like embody as a vision, it's almost like that perfect blend of she's not thick, but she's just plump and ripe enough, but she's still a little, she's still like girly. She's not very strong. You could tell she's kind of delicate. Let's put it that way.
that Helen, what we know, what endures about her is this beauty, this legendary beauty, and that is intimidating, I have to say, to portray. But my thought was, well, there's nothing I can do about that. It's either people think I'm beautiful or I'm not, And so, who is Helen beyond that? I was very curious to investigate that and to find the interpretation of that supported Chris's vision. I thought it was really cool that this film seeks to explore the cost of war to those who went and those who stayed, and those who caused it and those who were affected by it. And so that was my focus, to try and breathe life into someone to hopefully give her more humanity than that title.
Okay. So I've read a lot of Jung. I love Jung, and I love he's like my bridge into cross theology and mythology. Because I'm not gonna front, bro. The Odyssey looks just a little too long to actually read. That's actually a fair point. I'll give her that. I still don't think she should get like I still think a hot Greek babe should have played that role. Like, is it really that difficult? Is it really? Can the boys have what the boys want? Can we? It's like, no. God damn. Anyway, before I rage quit this shit, like she makes a good point, which is, I wonder if there are other qualities in the story of the Odyssey that defined Helen as the perfect feminine. And you know what that means. If you're a red pilled, if you're in the manosphere, you know what that means beyond the basics, which is her innocence, her virginity, her I think it's malleability, right? She's malleable, she's submissive and all that. You know all the regular shit, right? But it's basically the idea that I'm trying to get adjacent to what you already know from the red pill is basically when you walk up to a girl because she's beautiful, and you try to ask her, you try to spit some game or whatever, and you ask her for her number or some bullshit, right? And she's trying to, like, this is what game is, right? Literally game is basically just acting like you don't want to have sex with her, like, directly. It's literally, all this other shit. Nice to meet you. Playing games, hot and cold. Throwing you, making sure your charisma there's a polarity going between you two. There's a dynamic, fluid conversation going on. There's chemistry. There's all this extra shit. But, like, at the baseline, it's like, yeah, I want to fuck you. Like, you're hot. I want to have sex with you. Right? But then it's basically what I'm trying to get at is when she turns around, when some of these women turn around and they're like, oh, I'm not appreciative of the way you are. I am way more than my body, and you're just like, oh, thank God. That's literally what goes to your fucking mind with half these women. Oh, I'm just so, I am just so much more than a sex object. It's like, really? Oh no. Oh, please let me find out. And then you realize she's fucking not. She does some basic ass shit. She doesn't give a shit about most of the things you care about. It's just another Kardashian wannabe, just absolute slop again. Most of the time, And then again, otherwise she's just a cheerful girl. But again, you play the game. Anyway, I just thought that was a very interesting point she mentioned. I spent way too much time on this idea, this little thought train. Which is true. It's like, is there actually any parts of the story in the Odyssey of Helen that portray her femininity beyond what we already know in the red pill?
Characters go through such an amazing journey, and you and Matt taking this journey together. I mean, personally, this must have been such an incredible experience. So to experience that with Matt and have this bond, I'm sure all you guys are just going to, share this special bond from making this movie. What alone is that like?
It's, a huge honor of a lifetime to work with Matt. He's one of the defining film stars of the last sort of 30 years. And what was great was seeing him work, obviously, as an actor, which was really inspiring, but also just how he is a person. He leads with hard work, with dedication, but also with kindness, and with an understanding of how hard everyone else is working.
Jesus. Oh my god, it's just blabber. Let's go back to the interesting stuff. Here we go.
Very, very excited and emotional to see. Have you had a chance to go?
I had a chance to see it, and I was just fascinated by it. And I saw the word Penelope. I pointed it out, and I asked the historian, "Is this Penelope?" And he was like, "Yeah." I don't know whether he said that just to appease me and make me feel good, but it looked like it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I read Greek now."
Wish, have you seen it?
Yeah,
have
I
you
saw
been
it.
obsessed?
I just saw it just now. It's. I mean, what an incredible thing to behold.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
the water damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was pointing out how you can tell when they would have dipped their ink. Because
Yes.
it starts fading out and then get, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's no spaces between the words. It's very interesting.
Have you both seen the finished film? Have you seen it, Lupita?
Yes.
And sitting there in the cinema, even though you're
See, that's the thing with these actors. It's just they like the entire problem with all of this is that they're put into the pit. They would not, like, all of them do not give a fuck about the actual Odyssey, right? They just don't give a fuck about it. Let's just be fair. I loved the Spark Notes and all the stories, you know, of the Odyssey. I never had the time to read it. I'll be fair. I'll talk about it. But these guys are just like come on now.
It's an incredible movie, but when you're actually watching it, what did you feel like?
I was just overwhelmed. I was really overwhelmed. I forgot to breathe for 3 hours straight. I just forgot that breath was necessary.
I need to breathe.
And the film ended, and I was like shaking. I was like, "What just happened?" And I just felt immersed. I felt like I was in the waves with these people, and I was going on this journey, and my life had been turned around. It was just incredible, and I left the cinema.
Just
Chris
hurts.
was there, and Emma was there as well, and they wanted to know my thoughts, and I was just shaking, and I was like, I need a second.
Yeah,
I
I can't
need a
find my
moment."
words. I just need a moment.
I need a moment, and I need to go back in. You know,
Yes.
it's kind of like a roller coaster in that way, where you're like thrilled and a little scared of what just happened, but then you just want to go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to take in.
Mhm.
Hamish, what was the experience like for you watching?
It was you go through an experience.
Okay, so I don't think this is that video of her asking about Homer. But I suppose we'll get to that point in a second. But let's just go ahead and get that part. Okay, so that's actually interesting. I think a lot of interviews go this way, where there's like a whole lot of nothing, basically, just a whole lot of glazing. But it is semi interesting because how quickly that video is circulated around. What is her name again? Lupita. Homer question. I don't know. Will that come up?
How little you spend.
Yeah.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spend with them?
I mean, if I was Homer, and I'm assuming he was base as fuck, he would have been like, well, I don't know who those ugly bitches are, but I wouldn't have mind if they were hot as shit, like hot as fuck. You know, like there was a reason why we cast 1,000 ships to get this hot babe back. God damn.
Ooh, Lupita Nyong'o is facing backlash from conservatives over this response she gave when asked what she would say to Homer if given the chance. It deserves to be a smoking crater in the back.
I really like the Nolan movies, but this thing needs to be an epic bomb that makes Supergirl look good by comparison. I don't personally think it's going to be bad. I really don't. I think people are really upset, and rightly so, about the race swap with Helen of Troy. Rightly so, bro. Look, like and they couldn't even find race swap and beauty swap, to put it nicely. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Like, there's some hot black chicks. Like, just what? All right. but
Let's play a soundbite where she's elaborating on Homer not featuring enough women.
When you read the Iliad and the Odyssey, very little time is spent in the perspective of the women.
Right.
Right? It's told from a very masculine side of things.
Right.
But this film takes
no shit. No fucking shit.
time to really consider things from the female perspective.
So what is wrong?
Okay,
What's
called
the issue?
The Odyssey because it's about Odysseus.
Yes. I understand,
It's a story about a guy. I'm sorry, like it is. There are female characters certainly in it. His wife,
Athena, is influential.
Penelope, yes, the goddesses,
Yes.
Athena. He deals with these witches, Circe and Calypso, who are very important characters in the novel. The time he spends with them is very important. They are fully fleshed out. You know, you can, like, that's just how it is. You can tell. I read last summer. I read a modern retelling of the Odyssey from Circe's perspective. That's very good by Madeline Miller. It's just called Circe. Highly recommended. It's great. So you can do. People have transformed these materials over the years to suit their own purposes. We've had so many adaptations of, you know, Greek tragedy. This is Christopher Nolan's. I'm going to see it and make a judgment after it. But I don't think you should be bashing that Homer didn't write it from Penelope's perspective or something.
It's ridiculous. I don't know where the whole interview is, but it's obviously blown up out of proportion, and it does look like it's only like mainly 3 to 4 different bites that really drove the whole idea of this is supposedly geared towards a modern audience. And it's coming from the mouth of Nolan. It's coming from her obviously talking about that. And that's the issue that I think everyone has an issue with, rightly so. But I looked up what one of them, I think it's one of Nolan's. He never officially remarked this. I just want to put that out there. He never officially remarked this, but this was thrown out there as one of the interpretations that he took inspiration from. He didn't say he used it or anything like that, but it's very obvious that if he's throwing out a sample or a name, that this may have something to do with it. So she's very much a feminist, and she very much basically downplays all the men's parts and obviously elevates the ladies. So I would not be surprised if there's a huge cucking that happens to Odysseus. I would not be surprised. That is literally the trend for every movie now. Like a man is not really allowed to have a hero's journey anymore. And apparently, so I looked her up, and I'm not in front, like, come on now. Were we surprised? Yeah. And the funny thing about this, I just wanted to know, you know, hey, what's her background? The funny thing is, if you just keep practicing this, you'll realize it's like it's everything. It's everything. Right? So here, you know, Superman actor David Kordswitz. Is he Jewish? Jewish descent. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's what we're going with, right? Like, this is supposed to be Superman. Super America. Super America boy. Is that what we're doing? So, I mean, I know I went down a rabbit hole, but you can imagine what that kind of means to Odysseus. He's gonna need to be saved by like a chick. God knows how many times in this movie. Hopefully not. But again, I don't personally think it will be a bad movie. I really don't think so. It's just gonna have those moments where you're just gonna be like, come on. Come on. We just wanted a badass male character. Just a bad motherfucker going against the odds, you know, virtuous, honorable, goes for it. saves the hot chick. Just can't have it. Just can't fucking have it. That's it's just so unfortunate. Okay, so let's see Nolan's. Let's see what else Nolan has to say. Nolan interview. And we'll leave it at that because I'm not gonna front, man. I think the backlash is so much harder than it needs to be. But what do we got? Godzilla. So what really will need to happen, and this is basically for everyone in the new age. You know, I grew up wanting to one day be part of these companies. I was just like, you know, one day I can if I just get my shit together, I could join Marvel and excuse me. Why are you making her bark? Sorry, it's bothering the dog that does that. Little bro does that thing. But so what I was thinking was Godzilla -1. So this is basically what's gonna have to happen. I know there's like a whole copyrights issues, international copyrights bullshit that goes on. But this is basically, you know, like Americans are making a movie of what's basically a modern myth of at least one of the most well-known myths of Japan, and then Japan just made their own version of it. That's just what's gonna happen. Like if the Greeks want to do that, they're gonna have to do some shit like that. They're just gonna have to like go, all right, well, that fucking was a nice little backhand. That sucked. And let's just be honest, man. As much as I love the Godzilla King of the Monsters take, Godzilla in -1 is exactly like it. That is cutthroat bad assery. That version of Godzilla is straight badassery. Okay, like, I mean, he's had better days. Like, that's just badassery compared to this one. You know, it's just like some titan. You have to live and die with it. I think that's where it might go for part 2, because they apparently, you know, this is typically where it always ends up, even in their own lore. Godzilla was never started as a good guy. He just started as the fucking villain, but eventually worse monsters came, and they sort of like lived and died with the monster. You know, they found a peace with it. But okay. Anyway, so that's all I'm saying is that like the Greeks are just gonna have to do that kind of shit. They're gonna have to just pull themselves up, find like a savvy crew, a savvy team, and just go about it. Just make their own version of it. And I promise you, it could be badass. But okay, so here we go. So Christopher Nolan, key role Dark Knight played in the Odyssey. This one has. All right, let's do this one.
It was a key lens. It was the only one in the world at the time, and I used to have filmmakers from, you know, J.J. Abrams and Zack Snyder fighting over it and wanting to borrow it in different films, and yeah, we still use it to this day.
Sir, once again, you've done it. I truly don't understand how you keep on doing what you do. I'm so impressed with your filmmaking ability.
Well, thank you.
There's so many things I want to talk about, but I knew David Keeley. I spoke to him many, many times. I do a lot of events at IMAX and a lot of screenings, and he was always so gracious, and he was the best. Yeah. And one of the things that he told me about was the importance of lenses, large screen lenses on the IMAX camera. And I think he told me, and I could be wrong, that you had, how did I write this, that you bought some on the secondhand market and converted them into film lenses. Am I wrong about this? Or
no, you're right. He's on the Dark Knight. we had to modify an old Hasselblad lens, stills camera, medium format lens, for the movie camera, for the IMAX camera, and it was a T2 lens, which means you could shoot in relatively low light, so for aerials of cities and things.
Okay, we know you're a cinematographer maestro.
And what we learned really over time is that actually it's more versatile than that. You can use the IMAX frame in a way that's more analogous to regular filmmaking. But
I'm not gonna lie. I skipped forward. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone's kind of doesn't give a shit. I'm not like I can't be the only one. No one gives a fuck if it's this thing could have released in 420p, and if it had a badass fucking story, if it had hot chicks, you know, if it just, I don't know how better to fucking say this shit. I don't think my mother is a movie buff, so it is tough to, but she was one of the few women who growing up wanted to be part of cinema. She actually wanted to be. But then she fucked up and had my ass. So so that dream died. But she to me, I think is a, you know, she's not a majority. I don't think she's the average. I don't imagine a lot of people talking about the Odyssey, especially women. You talk to fucking women today anywhere, you just talk to them, they're not going, oh my god, the Odyssey. Oh, do you remember Rome and Caesar? Do you remember terrible betrayal, terrible. Yeah, they're not looking at Roman culture. They're not going in the ins and outs of virtue and stoicism and the likes of this shit, right? What do you hear from chicks most of the time? What do you hear from chicks? Is this post better for Instagram? Just smile for the fucking selfie. How's my outfit? So just the most mundane, superficial bullshit imaginable. So like this movie should be for the boys. I don't get it. I don't understand. And it looks like it. Like, don't get like right here in this picture, right here, it almost looks like it could be. So I don't think it's gonna be a bad movie. I really don't think it's gonna be a bad movie. I think it's just gonna be good. But they're gonna Jimmy the Black Helen of Troy in there. They're gonna just Christopher Nolan got the call. He knows how to make a movie. He knows how to make a fucking banger. And they were like, yeah, but we have 1 or 2 teensy-weensy requests. And it was just like, all right, what are they? And they were like, yeah, we're making her black. And then he was just like, okay. But for the Oscar, yes. I mean, honestly, come on. And then he's gonna go up. I like how much he dodges it. He probably dodges the shit out of it. So I do, as far as I can tell, this whole thing is a little overblown. But Christopher Nolan, Odyssey. Ooh. It is overblown, but I still think it's fair enough.
Beside his stable of actors, I mean, the people in my cohort, it's like Christian and Tom Hardy and Leo and Matthew and JD and Rob and Hugh Jackman and Killian. It's like a murderer's row of great actors. And all of them would have been fantastic.
Just glaze. Absolute fucking glaze.
Odyssey and said, you know, where are your Oscars? He'd been away, you know, for the whole, you know, time. And I said, well, I said to him very seriously, I was like, well, I'm trying to write a new project, and if I've got Oscars sitting there on the shelf, you know, think about how daunting that'd be, whatever. And he looked at me and said, but you didn't win for writing.
Just like disgusting.
Oh,
but
Jesus.
Thanks.
Sorry, guys. You know how that's gonna go.
Bring her to me! Achilles! I'm here! Shit. What took y'all so damn long? Do you understand how long I've been waiting in this city? Don't you know I'm the most beautiful damn woman in the whole damn world? 10 years of war, and not one of y'all thought to check inside.
I'm not gonna front. I would unironically watch this movie if this was a real thing. I would unironically watch that. And so if we're being for real though, I think everyone's by on principle, I wouldn't watch the movie. I wouldn't go see it. I would probably wait for it to come in alternate formats, ones where I don't have to pay, more or less. Wink, wink. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't like paying for shit. I'm not gonna front, especially when they're trying to jerry ring something in there. Just throw something in there. But yeah, so on principle, I think everyone's based to like say, hey, you know, that wasn't cool. But I think it's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be a pretty good movie. All things, looking at the rest of the trailer, not listening to hardcore, and it's look, I get it. You know, especially Greek people and white guys are gonna have their issue with it. I get it. Trust me, that's fucked up. I would have loved to see a blonde bombshell, just anything other than that, whatever the hell they put up there. Anything but this. Anything, seriously. I mean, not anything, but like, does it get worse? I'm afraid to ask because it's Hollywood, but what I'm predicting now, that I kind of took some time to look at those interviews, other than those hot clips that went around, now I'm predicting that it's going to be a good movie. It might even go to go win an Oscar, but I just don't, on principle, I don't think it's fair. They fucking got his ass. They got his ass. They made him do it. And then he's gonna turn around and he's gonna buy into his own Kool-Aid. And then he's gonna, you know, he's already said some bullshit. I wish I could find it, where they were just talking about, it's just a story. It's just mythology. You know, it's not that big a deal, guys. It's not that big a deal. You're gonna have all these other people get upset about this shit. So I can see
Your career. Long. I'd love to feel that I had added something to the body of work of all the filmmakers I've admired and that great film history that's developing. If I can play some part in moving the language of it forward somehow, that would be. How would you?
So again, I do think he had to drink the Kool-Aid. You guys are so fucked up. Oh my god. You got the internet. The internet is undisputed. You just can't get away with shit on the internet. But again, I really do believe that they made him do it, and he's also part of these. He also hangs around these circles enough to not just be a commoner. He's not a common person, right? He probably thinks he's smarter than everyone. He probably does. Let's just be real with this. This guy is probably just like, you know, well, this is antiquated, outdated kind of thinking. Don't it's just race, guys, and it's just a movie. It's just you could tell he's gonna be bought into that shit. I can't tell if he's there's no way he doesn't know. There's no fucking way. There's just no way. So he's either a killer professional. He really I obviously I think he is, because he makes amazing movies. But there's no fucking way that he doesn't, like, he's just like, yeah, Helena Troy, black girl. Perfect. Yes. Just like I imagined, just like we all imagined for 2,000 years. Yes. Yeah, fucking she is perfect for the role. Like, no. That never happened. And then on top of that, he got the call, and then on top of that, he's gonna go around going, well, you know, these people, you don't listen to them. They're just upset that and for their own. I think he even said it. Their own stereotypes, their own prejudices, bro. Yeah, literally, they're supposed to be the hottest girl ever, fucking ever, in all of fiction. Unbelievable. But all right, yeah. So I mean, no one who is a hardcore, like, no one who has love for this kind of culture and that kind of respect and reverence for it. No one, you know, especially chicks. I really don't think most chicks are gonna give a fuck. Most women are not gonna give a shit. You don't see women get upset about this kind of shit. You know, they obviously they love it. I think women love it too because it falls in line with the entire the entire you better take it as it is kind of thing. You know, why you don't deserve a big titted, hot bootied girl. How fucking dare you ask for that? No, you're gonna get a 4. You be happy with your 4, okay? We're gonna throw, not calling Lupita this, but for all intents and purposes, like what the deal really is we're gonna throw a warthog there. We're gonna put a fucking Blastoid and the ugliest woman you know in your video games, in your movies, everywhere you see, and eventually, hopefully, what will happen is that that will become your new norm. That's what you're gonna look for. You're just gonna be so inundated with ugly women that a 6 or a 5 is gonna be hell in a Troy for you. Literally, bro. So yeah, it's gonna be a good movie. From the looks of it, it's gonna be a good movie. I think he sold out. That is just one too much. That is too great a detail to fucking do a switcheroo on. Too much of it. But again, probably the way he's buying his own juice is the same way he's gonna like try to sell it. It's just one character among many, and it's just race, guys. It's just race. It's like, oh, all right. Sure it is, buddy. Sure it is. Why didn't you just make the whole cast black then? What the fuck? Why don't you just, why didn't you do that? I don't know. It's just silly. Thanks for